Hi, everybody, and welcome back. My name's Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. So today's tip is if you have, okay, so if you ever pay attention, okay, let's start this way. When I was younger, I frequently worked in food service. I did fast food, and then I went to a candy store, and then I became a busser, and then a server, and then eventually a bartender. But food service was kind of my thing. I had another friend who her first job was at a local coffee shop across from mine. She became obsessed with coffee. And gosh, I haven't seen her in over a decade. But, the last time I saw her, she was still pretty obsessed with coffee and cappuccino and lattes and all of that. And I had another friend who worked at the Gap. And she loved it because of her discount. And she ended up buying a lot of stuff. And at one point, I remember one summer it was actually perfect because, we were all teenagers, right? And so I worked at the local candy shop called Treats and More. And we sold like bulk candy. And a couple of friends worked at the local movie theater. I think it was Movies 8, maybe Movies 10. And so we were able to get into movies for free because they could have free movies, and they got free movies and could bring a friend. And then, so they got free movies and could bring a friend. And then I got discounted candy. So we do that. And then, I'm trying to think, we had another friend that worked somewhere else. Anyways, but it was really cheap. But a lot of people would get jobs at retail places. And when I was younger, I remember I got a job at Penny's for the holidays. I lasted about 3 days before I was like, absolutely not. I cannot do retail. It's the lighting and the noise and everything. It's just too much, which is funny because I do shipped, but I feel like because I can get out of there and I can change my schedule around, it makes it a little easier. But at Penny's, I think it was 40% off of work clothes and like 10 or 15% off of everything else, which encouraged us to buy our clothing at Penny's. And my friend got a discount at the Gap and Banana Republic and probably Old Navy too, because it was all linked. And it encouraged her to shop at the Gap and buy gifts for people from Banana Republic and the Gap. Actually, she got me a really nice sweater one year. Love the sweater. It was like one of my favorite sweaters. I don't know what happened to it. But so that brings me around to my point. Employee discounts encourage you to spend your money at your employer's location. And that sounds all good and well, right? You get a discount. How wonderful. Except for it also encourages you to spend when you don't need to. So for me, I definitely have the advantage. Like, I find sales. Like, I got towels for $2.50 each for bath towels. And I happen to need bath towels. So I picked up 4 of them. And it was great. But I also am pretty disciplined with my spending versus other people. But even that, it's really hard because I frequently see things. But, then when I need something, I definitely tend to get it at Meijer because that's where I am most of the time. So I don't really look at other stores necessarily. I mean, maybe Target was cheaper, or maybe, well, I'm at Target a lot too. Maybe I could have gotten underwear cheaper at Walmart, but I didn't. So because I'm already there, it encourages me to spend my money there at a discount, and it encourages even more. Add the constant marketing, it makes you think you need to spend money. Add that retail mindset, and pretty soon a large portion of your paycheck is going right back to them. So if you have a tendency to spend money and buy, try to find a position somewhere outside of retail. Now, if you cannot get a job and the only place you can work is Target or Walmart or, some other retail store, obviously you need employment. But if you have a problem with shoes, if you tend to buy gym shoes a lot, if you have a sneaker addiction, don't get a job at Foot Locker because it will make it worse. If you struggle if you can't go into Target and walk out without spending $100, $200, however many dollars, maybe don't apply at Target, because you want your money to go in your pocket, not right back to them. And it's kind of funny if you think about it. And I see people who work at stores and they collect things and they like have their little things to check out and they get all excited, and I'll frequently see people towards like the end of the night, because I tend to work late night, and it'll be like 15-20 minutes before close, and I'll start seeing people checking out that work there, and they're buying, whatever they want that they've collected through their shift. And it's not even necessarily always on sale. It could be something that like somebody returned or decided they didn't want at the register, and the employee was like, "Oh, that's super cute. I'm going to get it." And now, mind you, if you are one of the people who knows me and think that this is about you specifically, please understand that I shop multiple stores and multiple locations, and I see this a lot. I see a lot of y'all do it. So it is not about one of you in particular. It is not a criticism. It is not an insult. So please, if you know me in real life and you are thinking, "Oh my gosh, she's talking about me." I mean, kind of, I guess, but I'm talking about all y'all. It's not a just you problem. This is like a really common challenge that I actually see. And I actually I was watching a YouTube thing. I just discovered this guy on my YouTube feed, and he talks about like people who make bad financial choices, and his video was about like these girls, and they had to guess how much they'd spent at the store since they worked there, and like it was in the thousands of dollars, like thousands. And they didn't work at a grocery store. It's not like, I mean, heck, if you worked at Jewel or Kroger or Publix, you could easily have like $1,000 I mean, depending on the size of your family, in a month or two. And like that makes sense because, you know, you're getting a discount on groceries. But it's just be careful. Don't get a job at your favorite store because you're just going to be giving your paycheck right back to them. And if you do have a shopping addiction, try and find a job anywhere other than retail. If you had a food addiction, if you had a fast food addiction, I would say don't work at McDonald's. In fact, if you have a fast food addiction, don't work at McDonald's or Burger King. But, and let me tell you, working in a restaurant, it's hard not to gain weight because you get free food all the stinking time. But don't give your company back your paycheck. Don't give your paycheck back to your company. That's today's tip. If you have a shopping addiction, try and find a job elsewhere. I would rather work at a gas station or a convenience store if I had a shopping addiction than a retail store because it's just going to make me want to spend my money there. Just like if I had a French fry addiction, I certainly wouldn't get a job at McDonald's. If I couldn't stop eating fried chicken, I'm not going to KFC, you know. Think about what you struggle with and try and avoid those places because you want your paycheck to stay in your pocket, not go back to your employer. Anyways, again, my name's Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. If you want to hear more, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.